Right, buddy? You got the audio sorted there?
What was that, Chris?
Still on, but no audio, huh?
Try unmuting him.
I'm not host. Chris is the host at the moment. Owen, can you sort that? Oh, we have a happy. Almost.
We can't hear you, Blue.
Your audio isn't live yet?
There should be a button that has like a microphone.
Owen, I don't know if you realize that you're muted right now.
What about now?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear now.
Sorry guys, I was just trying to finalize stuff with Chris. We are currently live on YouTube.
Oh my god!
Okay, we are live.
It is generally
Live on YouTube.
oh my god! Oh my god, people can see me. No, I love the reaction. Perfect.
Okay, I'm using me. You want to start sorting things?
I can't hear you. Say again. Owen. I can't hear you, hon. Can you say again?
Please take over, Hannah.
Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of intro, guys, just before we bring too many other people in, so that people that are watching this and have no idea what's going on. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of intro, guys. I don't know who's got their audio on, but they can hear. Are you watching me on?
Okay, can we mute everyone who's not talking?
Are you watching me on? Yes, yes we can, please.
Can we mute everyone who's not talking?
Yes, we can, please. Okay. Oh, and I think you're the one that's the host that actually has the power to mute people.
You can mute yourself. Okay.
Oh, and I think you're the one that's the host that actually has the power to mute people.
You can mute yourself.
Someone is watching the video of this while they're watching this, because we're getting an echo of feedback.
That was me. I do apologize. That was because it came up into a window when you start streaming it.
Okay, so should we actually do the introduction now that we've been doing this for like a minute?
Please fire away, Hannah.
All right. Hi, this is the, I think, third, maybe fourth virtual version of a Chainmaille get-together we have called MonkeySpace. The reason it's called MonkeySpace is partly because of an Irish comedian called Dylan Moran. I've been watching through his stand-up comedy that's on YouTube to find the specific reference to the thing that started Chainmaille Monkey saying the last week, and having to rewatch lots of his videos is actually quite fun, so thanks for that. When I find it, I will post it, but he basically did a skit on room service and pushing a button on a phone and having a sandwich turn up in his room, and the tagline to it was, yes, yes, I control Sandwich Monkey. That, through some friends of mine in Stratford, got turned into Chainmaille Monkey, which was a nickname for themselves that they picked up when I started teaching them how to make chainmail. And then that got combined with the infinite monkey theorem. I don't know what the technical term for it is, but it's basically the story about, the thought experiment, about having an infinite amount of monkeys with an infinite amount of typewriters in a room for an infinite amount of time. Eventually they'll write the works of William Shakespeare. So the theory has always been chainmail is repetitive, not hugely difficult, but it's amazing what you can make if you're doing it well enough. So yeah, it's supposed to be a affectionate term. I also have a habit of calling my niece and nephew monkeys, which I have to be careful doesn't spill over to other kids, because since they were born, they started climbing me. I have a photo of my niece doing my makeup. I was giving her a makeup lesson, and we ended up doing it in the bath because it was deemed the easiest space in the house to clean. But I have Zoe painting my face, and my nephew Danny standing here. I'm lying on my back in the bath, and he's standing on my chest. So my monkey niece and nephew have been climbing me since they were born. And yeah, been kind of picked up by everyone else that's been coming along to the mad chainmail get-togethers. We talked about creating other chainmail animals. I think the current ones that Grace and Eden have come up with are a chainmail octopus, because every chainmailer I know has multiple projects on the go at once. So you need multiple pairs of hands to make everything. Kia, because they go for shiny things. And a magpie, because shiny. I think the Kia is probably more Kiwi. But yeah, welcome to MonkeySpace. We basically get together and talk about chainmail and everything else. Sometimes on help.
What's this?
I just lost track. Help.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm not too sure where you were. I'm sorry, I'm trying to help you get a camera.
Okay. Right. Everyone that's been coming to these things is very aware of the fact that things like that tend to happen. It's the first time it's actually happened on camera when we've been live, which is probably a benefit. You can see Eden giving me the thumbs up in the background. We're actually going to get Eden and Grace shirts. The reason behind it is because I kind of headbutted a bus, and sometimes my brain misfires a little bit. But we're going to get Eden a shirt and Grace a shirt, and each of them, Eden's is going to say, "I am not Grace," and Grace's is going to say, "I am not Eden." Because if they're both in the same place at the same time, I will interchange names. So yeah, if you're watching these, that's probably going to happen more often than not. But I figure it's a way to catch up, talk about something we love, see the people that we like, and yeah, that's about as much of a spiel as you're going to get from me at this point. Let's see who else has joined. Do you want to change it over to the main screen on? I didn't mean you on the main screen, but you and your gorgeous beauty face can be there for as long as you like. Always happy.
What's this showing?
I might change it to speaker view. Hi, Happy. I couldn't see you before.
Right. You should be able to unmute and mute yourself. Bottom left-hand corners, you can mute and unmute yourself.
Please chime in if you have something to talk about. Happy.
Am I still muted?
Check it out. You're not muted, but I can't see you anymore. There you are.
Oh, there I am.
No problem. Check it out.
Oh, look at them all.
That's one of the batches I'm going to be sorting this morning. Can you guys let me know if the noise gets too much? Because I think the rings are going to be okay, but every time I put the steel shot back in the bucket, it seems loud at this end that it might be coming through, but I want to make sure it's not a problem. So have you been going with those bird rings, Happy?
I've been going all right. I'm trying not to take off too much because I have a tendency to overdo it. I've found out.
It's a good and it's a good thing to be aware of in terms of continuing to have use of your hands.
Yeah. So slowly getting there, turning them all into just smooth closed rings, and then do just one big mass session.
Owen, can we feature Happy's screen?
Oh, hello.
You want to show your shirt?
Sure. Hold up. One moment. I'm on the phone on my side. I gotta find a way to put this down. Okay. So at the moment, doesn't look any different from last time, but I've got it.
You build some onto that. Nice.
Like there's more length to it now, but
yeah.
and the shoulders are a bit more wider.
I find
it just looks like a
nice.
Awesome. Bib at the moment looks great.
Yeah. you can see the growth from the last time we looked at it. Like it's funny with projects like that, they kind of seem to be the same shape, and then all of a sudden it'll be at your waist.
Mm.
You have a shirt and there won't seem to be any time in the middle. It's looking
Yeah,
good.
so it won't be too long until I actually start connecting it so that I can like have an actual vest or
Yep.
singlet.
You're
But
going
I just want a little bit more length on both sides.
Yeah.
And then I'll connect it.
awesome. It's looking really good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Owen. We can probably shift back to multi-view now. I think we need to set this. I think we need to be able to set up the Zoom thing with multiple hosts, because having different people setting up different things is a bit challenging.
We can with this account. We can have multiple hosts.
Okay, cool. You can set me up as a host. I can switch between screens so that you don't have to.
Don't you have the option to look at multiple screens?
Yeah, I just want to be able to close up because we're YouTubing this as well.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Go between screens, so I want to be able to focus on the actual chainmail pieces that I want them to see.
Okay.
But most of it.
We can only do one host, it looks like.
Okay, cool.
Happy to pass it over if you want.
It's okay, Owen. I honestly don't know at this point which one's going to be better.
Right. You were going to show off your bags.
We're only going to be streaming the first hour or so of this one. So if you have stuff that you want to show off that you've been making, please stick your hand up. There's a way to stick your hand up on Zoom, and then Owen can bring my attention to it, and we'll put the video on you so that you can show the shiny things you've been making.
Lou, if you want to show off your puppy, feel free.
And the puppy, can you see the puppy, Eden? Eden.
I love the puppy. I've been staring at it the whole time.
Puppy, can you
Puppy? Where's Puppy?
Can we-
Oh, there's the puppy.
At some point, I'm going to be making her a chainmail shirt.
You better.
She's gorgeous, super gorgeous. Puppy. Yay. All right, what was I talking about before puppies happened? Bags. Right. I've been making little chainmail bags for a while. I got that first class kind of by mistake because I thought it was going to be bigger, and I ended up making that. This one needs to be cleaned, but it's copper, and it's from machine cut rings that I got from the Ring Lord ages ago in one of the first batches of rings I got from them. I'm just going to do that again so you can see it. I'm sorry, I will try and get a close-up camera. I've also taken photos of a lot of the stuff I'm going to be talking about so I can post them on Instagram. So if you want to see the close-up photo of Instagram, I'll post them up after I've stopped talking about it. But I finished this one off kind of going, well, it's going to be a little novelty. Nobody will ever buy it, but I'll have it on the stall to show the kind of stuff you can make. Getting the base to fit was quite a lot of fun and did involve me punching myself with my pliers quite a lot. And then the first market that I took it to, I had about 10 people that wanted to take it home. So I had to figure out how long it actually took me to make and actually cost it. Turns out it's quite expensive because it's chainmail, but it's still been really popular. And what I've been doing recently is I'm making another version out of Dragon Scale. A lot of you who've seen me at markets will have seen this gorgeous thing. It is Owen's Dragon Scale tie. The tutorial comes from the Ring Lord, and there's supposed to be between 30 and 60 hours worth of work in it. I don't know how long it took me. I did not time it. But I had some left over from it because he wears his shirt open, and it's made to be worn under a collared shirt, so the chain just goes underneath the shirt. So I had to make something interesting for the neckline because he doesn't do his shirts up. So I started off with a piece of this, trying to make it look as if it was a proper tie, and if the same material was being tied. And this weave does not do that well because it's quite dense and it's quite thick. And so it bunched and it stuck out in weird ways. And I worked on it for about a year, and then I kind of gave up and made something else. It's a 3-strand of full Persian in steel, looks impressive enough, works with the tie, and doesn't involve me having to do micro dragon scale. But it meant that I had some left over. So I've been making the extra bits of that, and I'm going to put it into a mini purse. I wish that camera was in focus. But yeah.
That looks amazing.
I'm trying to figure out the side of it at the moment, because if you have it just folded, there's a gap. So I can't seam the two sides of it directly onto itself. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build a kind of joiner. Can you see that? I'm going to help it focus. I don't know if it will. I'm trying to build a joiner in like European 4-in-1 and then attach it to each side. But getting it to sit so that it doesn't stick out, so that the... I need a close-up camera. I'm sorry. I will try and get one as soon as possible. But the rings...
It's pretty focused on my screen, if that helps.
The purple rings in the dragon scale are supposed to sit underneath the larger kind of silver rings. And if they get... It happens with all of the dragon scale that I've seen, but they can kind of slide out, at least on the edges. And I can't figure out a way of getting the connector rings in here without making it so that the purple connector rings kind of pop out and stick out in weird directions. So that's been my challenge for this week. It's going to be cool. We've been bringing in a range of purse clasps since I first made my first purse clasp. So we have things like that. Or we're going to have them on the website once the website's up. So I haven't managed to find those in copper again, but I've got some antique brass ones and some silver ones. They're not actual brass or silver, they're coated, but they've got a little keychain on them. So you can actually suspend them from necklaces or from keychains. And yeah, see what ways you can make them out of. And then I've got some larger clasps as well, all the way up to this one, which is...
Anna?
Yep.
We have some people that are wanting to show off them, so I'm just going to split between, because we have Blue showing off the blue scale one.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to switch to him for...
So that's another one that I'm working on. That's happy.
There you go. That's Blue. You can talk now, Blue.
There he is.
This is the one that Anna made for me. It is fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant.
I made one in steel and then I had to make one in blue.
Because blue needs to have blue. That's just how it works.
Exactly.
You know that little one that you made?
Yeah.
I gave that for a 21st present.
Yeah.
And she loves it. No idea what she's going to use it for, but loves it.
That is always the question. I've had to stand by my stall at a market and go, but what can I put in it? And stand there for about half an hour to try to think of something to justify actually buying one. Because there has to be a picture that the answer I've ever heard to that question. Sorry?
Hey? Sorry?
You can hear wind chimes or something.
Yeah, I've got them in the background.
All right. The best answer I've ever heard as to what to put in these is actually wedding rings. It was from another stallholder that was next to us at one of the markets, who she worked in an old people's home, and they kept on having to take their rings off for medical procedures, and they kept so I ended up doing one of these in a dragon scale for a friend of mine for a wedding present. Best
They are gorgeous.
Really good to like it. Okay, that's my current challenge for this week.
Anna, I think Eden wants to show off some of her bags.
Yes, please. You made one of the Japanese ones that we were talking about last week, yeah?
Yes.
From me.
There you go.
All right. So during the last MonkeySpace, Hannah was making a neoprene and making like a neoprene Japanese, what was it?
Japanese woven suit.
That one, thank you. And I decided that I'm going to make the same thing. And then I made a bracelet and it was awesome. And I was like, wait, I want to make more of it. And so I decided to, like, I'm going to make it longer. But
Ooh.
I kind of like the way that it sticks out.
yeah, it just kind of,
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like a dumpling.
it kind of does, doesn't it?
Nice.
Yeah,
That is
so
amazing.
I absolutely love it. It's just I ran out of neoprene rings to make it bigger. So I need to wait for this quarantine to go away so I can order more.
They're still not sure when they're going to drop to level 3, but as soon as they drop to level 3, we'll be able to do postage again.
Yeah.
Even if we can't go back to complete life, we'll be able to actually post stuff out. So I'm taking pre-orders, so I have stuff. I've already got stuff lined up by the door to post as soon as I can post it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. That's the same way, just in.
Oh, that's cool. I love the multicolored bit.
Yeah. So that's the big rings are matte blue,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got champagne shiny blue, and the.
Oh, I like that blue on the side. Can you get a close up of that? The colors aren't coming through. The photos.
It's hard to.
Yeah.
See.
Cameras. That's okay. That's where we put stuff on the Instagrams.
Yeah. So I'll take a photo of it and put it on Instagram.
That one looks stunning.
Thank you.
I'd love to get rings in and do one in like titanium and silver or something.
Anybody else wanting to show something off?
Okay, Eden, have you still got those bigger bags that you did, your big scale ones?
Oh yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
This is one of the. How many things that you made before you started doing this one, you mad cow? How many things did you make before you did your bag?
Like 2 things, and they were probably like a bracelet and like a keychain, and then I decided, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna make a handbag.
Properly, yeah. I introduced them to Chainmaille on again. But I think wind chimes are coming through quite strong. Oh, and can we go back to featuring instantly?
Oh, like you?
No, at the moment, yeah, we're going to be featuring Eden once she gets the bags out.
All right, ready.
Cool. We can flip back to Eden now.
Okay, loud noises. So this was the first one that I'd made. It's so shiny.
It's shiny and multicolored and pretty.
Yeah, that's gold, bronze, and silver.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made a lining for the bag as well. That's just made out of what is it? The vinyl.
Nice.
And then got awesome as chain there. That's just made out of rings that I made and cut with some like nippers.
Are those steel or aluminium?
Those are galvanized steel.
Nice. Yep.
So that was the first one I made, and
the first time I saw that one, I thought the chain was aluminium, and I couldn't figure out how you managed to make it strong enough to actually hold together.
yeah,
But it still makes sense.
yeah, and it is actually quite heavy. Like I'll measure it one day and like tell you how heavy it is. The second one is like a brushed silver, so it's not as shiny. It's the same format, it's the same style, it just doesn't have a lining in it. So with the other one, if you were to hold it and push it, it doesn't really like crinkle.
Yep.
It doesn't squish. But if you have that one, you can fully flatten it to nothing. So storing is easy. But yeah, so again, the same kind of strap, same layout of how I've made the bag. It's just that on the inside, it's just.
How do you find the strength of it compares without the lining?
So I find that the strength is the same.
Yeah.
Like there's no that's a bit weaker or that's a bit stronger. The only difference is that with this one you've got to be a little bit careful because I've kind of used not the ideal scale. So each scale on the top of it is actually still quite sharp and quite pointy. So when you put your hand in it, you kind of graze up and down against the scale.
Okay.
So you just got to kind of watch out. Like it's easy to use, and it's not actually that bad, but like it's just something to think about for next time.
I wonder what it would do to the look of it, just to put a fold of material around the top of it.
Yeah.
At the top of that scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Because at the moment it's just like it's just very raw.
it wouldn't require a full rebuild, which is the problem that I run into sometimes. But it would, yeah.
You know, because with the first handbag, like it's got the lining just peeping out the top of it, you know. So it's
Nice.
yeah, it's just got that kind of thing. Yeah, so those are my awesome ass handbags. It's still got the price tag on it from Splore. Yeah.
All right. Back to you, Hannah.
Yep, you or multi-view, whichever one you want to go for. I don't know how far into this we are. We're only going to be streaming the first hour or so, and then people are just going to be able to come in and go out.
Does anybody have anything else they wish to share?
Grace, get your army out. Get your babies out.
The Dragon Army. We showed off the Dragon Army last week.
Dragon Tail?
The hatchlings. Get the hatchlings out.
She has hatchlings now. She had one with a gemstone on it last time. The hatchling. Yes.
Oh, it's so pretty. A little baby.
It's like, yeah, baby.
Little booba.
Nice.
Whoopsies.
Okay, I just noticed that you guys have named yourselves I'm Not Eden and I'm Not Grace. And
You love it, don't you?
It's confusing me because I keep thinking, hang on, I've got to go to which one?
No breaking me this early in the video.
We're breaking her. We're breaking her.
Yeah, just at the moment it's just one little baby hatchling.
There will be more. I know you and dragons. Just breed around you like crazy.
I can't wait when I finish my shirt, then I can start on my other projects, plus making my own dragon. I've been wanting to make one for ages now. To go with my little
Grace,
dragon.
Yeah.
I challenge you to make a dragon with those.
Oh, those are the tiny ones.
Like this is okay. So hang on. This is the size of scale that I used for my handbag.
Yeah.
Look at the difference.
Hang on. Whoop.
Oh my god.
So that's my handbag. I challenge you to make dragon.
Yes.
With the itty
Those are the tiny ones, yeah.
bitty ones, yeah.
Nice. Owen, can we go to happy speed for a second?
Huh?
You were talking about your dragons. You want to make a dragon.
Sorry?
You were talking about what you wanted to make. You wanted to make a dragon?
Oh yeah. After I've like finished this bloody shirt, just taking so long, I wanted to start on another project, plus make another dragon make a dragon for the one I bought off you, because he's a little lonely at the moment.
Yeah. Have you seen through Grace's dragons before, through all the different weaves and stuff she's used in hers?
Oh, no.
Nope. Grace, would you mind showing your dragons off?
Let's see what I've got. Oop, they're a little.
I know we're going over the same materials we have on previous ones, but everybody needs to see your dragons. If it's easier, you can put the camera down onto your desktop so you can show the dragons off, because there's quite a lot of light behind you.
Yes, there is.
I just think it'd show them off better.
Yeah. Well, clear the space. So many rings, so little space.
Okay, now.
Okay, 1 moment. Okay. We're getting there. Take that one off. Okay, so. You still see okay?
Yep, that looks good.
Cool. Yeah. That out of the way. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Da-da.
This is your first dragon?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm particularly impressed with the tail and adding the gold detailing.
Yeah.
I love the Mobius eyes.
Yeah. It's really fun because like sometimes if it doesn't quite sit right, they look drunk.
Freaking dragons.
which is really cool. So that's one of them. And that's using the full Persian as a tail with a couple of extra rings just for.
All detailing. I like that it ties in with the scales on the back.
Yeah, scales. All the way down.
Because yours all have names, don't they?
Yes, they all have names. So the golden frost one is Gilda,
Mm-hmm.
because she's kind of gilded. We have Ghost because, well, no color.
So you need to lift him up and show off his face.
Oh,
How cool is that?
got a little mustache.
Yeah, he's got little fangs when he sits up, and then when he sits down, they're like whiskers.
It's a Chinese dragon.
Yeah. And a real ring eater, candy cane cord.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's actually two different sizes, and yeah, it gets really, really dense right down the tail.
And stops bending.
Mm.
Yeah, there is no squish. There is no,
You squish it all.
or very little, as opposed to
Yep.
that. So that one was really fun. And then we have the crowd favorite,
Absolutely. Yeah, everybody wants.
Gidget, an accident-prone engineer's pet.
Harvey, can you see that one?
Oh god, that is so awesome. I hadn't seen this.
We didn't have that during tech camp this year, but I'm going to see if we can borrow it for next time. We can get it.
So awesome.
Yeah, the tail's quite fun too. It's a really yeah. I love how it's just like really chaotic. It's actually quite easy to.
That's backbone?
Yeah, backbone. This is one of my favorite ones to do because it grows so quickly and it looks just absolutely chaotic.
But it's
But-
a pattern. Yeah.
Pattern. So yeah, that's really fun.
I did one a little bit like that I'd never even thought of learning before, called Abstain. Have you ever come across that one?
I don't think so.
It's another one that's completely chaotic but has a very definite pattern in it. It just messes with your head a little bit.
Yay. So yeah, we have Gidget, who's the shortest one out of all of them. And one moment while I detangle my monster. Oh dear. And here we have Covidicus.
He's
Born
the-
of the quarantine.
So regal.
Yeah, I didn't quite realize until after I'd kind of made him it's like quite almost like an Egyptian kind of color scheme. Kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, that's black ice, and gold.
Nice.
So he's got some nice shiny bits in his eyes.
Beautiful color.
Using one of the, I think it's one of the jumbo scales, the extra large, for his crown, which made things fun to try and get everything to fit and sit properly.
Yep.
He's a beast.
He's a big-
And there it is.
Nice.
Yeah, he's the biggest dragon that I've got.
Have you measured how big?
I think he's over a meter or around about a meter-ish in length.
We'll have to, hang on, you've completely gone out of screen. There you go.
I'm just trying to stretch, and it's just like it doesn't work. There you go. It just doesn't fit on screen. Hang on, I'll adjust the camera. 1 second. Oh, handy. 1 moment. Here's my face.
And I have. It's a floating measuring tape.
Yeah, the magic floating measuring tape. He is. Okay, I lie. He is less than a meter. He is 86 centimeters.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's still quite a monstrous beast. Okay, and thank you. Magic.
Not really. You got to see the person walk away on the TV screen.
Ah, We'll do the magic better next time.
Ah.
Hey, how have your Zumba classes been going?
Yeah, Zumba's been fun. Yeah, dancing from my living room into everyone else's. Dancing in each other's bubbles. It's fun.
How different is it from doing a normal class? Because you do them all the time and the people are in the room. Does it take like 6 times as much energy to actually help?
If anything, it's like, yeah, if anything, it's almost like more energy
Mm.
to actually do it.
You wouldn't have it feeding back at you.
No, so it's quite fun. Yeah, I end up putting in more energy, throwing that towards the camera, and yeah, ending up absolutely exhausted afterwards. It's quite crazy. It's a lot.
I felt that a little bit trying to do like videos on YouTube and stuff. I tend to refer to it as shouting into the void. You know that for a reason, and you know there's probably someone at the other end, or there's someone going to see it eventually, but it doesn't really feel like it's going anywhere.
Yeah.
Immediate feedback is having someone else in the room. Can you see other people's screens or is it just not on there until you come back? Oh, and we're featuring on you. Is that intentional?
What's that?
You're being featured.
Okay.
You're being featured, and I'm not sure why.
Shall we? Right.
You put it back to multi-view.
I had it on multi-view on my one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone's just spotlighted my video. I don't.
Yeah, I did.
Yay! I'm spotlit.
I'm just wondering, is there anything else anyone wants to share for the feed? Because we could probably end the feed there.
Yeah.
And then we could get back.
For anyone that might be interested in actually joining in, this is going to be the beginning part every week of just kind of us coming in, talking about some stuff, but fair amount of pressure being online and having to make sense constantly. And some people don't want to show themselves. So what we're going to do is stream for a little bit, and then we're going to go into the meeting and just talk for however long people want to. So if you want to come join in, please do. The other things to do, then feel free to just watch us ramble or go find something else much more fun to watch. Stay safe. Okay, I think we can probably